evil rulers in high places, right? Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who are teaching this truth with sincerity. And a shout out to Yakims out there in the four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. Brakat the Yahweh, Brakat the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Brakatum. So this is what they're planning, you know. And they're laying it all out there, you know. Bill Gates is out in the front, World Economic Forum, etc. What is the future, right? Because Esau has a plan for 2025.
This is a show about our future. The world is facing a lot of big challenges.
So they're putting it on Netflix.
Creating responsible AI.
Misinformation, income inequality, dealing with infectious diseases. But I believe we can solve them. How will artificial intelligence impact society? Crafted text to my son using Gen Z slang. Leo fan, what's good? How you vibing?
At a certain point, AI will be good enough to build a better AI. So AI builds a better AI, which builds better, builds better, builds better.
Build back better, right? That's what Biden ran on.
It's hard to write science fiction. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I'm going to show you a snippet of what politicians, the mainstream media, and Hollywood consider the most important agenda, the most important topics, the most important crisis that Americans are facing today. And yes, this is real.
What I make really is this isn't new information. This is just something that's been on the NHS website for a long time, and it's based on empirical evidence. It's not come out of nowhere.
Empirical evidence, that's a really good saying, yeah.
But there's not more trans women breastfeeding. Do you know how many trans women are actually breastfeeding in this country?
So line 22, after we're by the word female. This is just about practicality. I believe that these products should be most available to those that would use them, girls.
There's always been conspiracy theories. We underestimate how creative Americans are.
Bill Gates is part of a reptilian race that includes Tom Hanks and Lady Gaga.
Entertainment and information are a lot closer together than they ever have been before. There's no way to stop it.
This amendment makes that more likely.
Thank you, Representative. We don't know on this amendment for a few reasons: practical, financial, social, emotional. First, there are a lot of schools that are moving towards gender-neutral bathrooms, and if we add female, we might become obsolete very quickly.
Which has caused a lot of rape.
Students who menstruate are female. We need to make sure that all students have access to these products. There are obviously less non-female menstruating students, and therefore their usage will be much lower, and that was actually calculated into the cost of this and how much we decided to fund it. And so we do not expect that the non-female menstruating students will use these products as much as the students using female bathrooms, but it's important to have them there. And that brings me to just the social emotional reason for that. These students who are not female, who menstruate, face a greater stigma and barrier to asking for these products, and so providing them in an easily accessible place in all student bathrooms is particularly important for those students. And lastly, I'll just mention that
what a bunch of faggot shit, right? Sodom in Egypt.
They provided it in all student bathrooms. There have not been issues, and this just helps us again normalize conversations around the menstrual cycle and make sure that everyone feels comfortable around these products.
Builds better.
Oh, heaven forbid these faggots feel uncomfortable.
All too often, I hear leaders talk about providing everyone with dignity and respect like it's an aspirational goal. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Dignity and respect is the bare minimum.
It's getting hard to write science fiction.
There's always been conspiracy theories. We underestimate how creative Americans are.
Bill Gates is part of a reptilian race that includes Tom Hanks and Lady Gaga. I don't have that.
Now, Tom Hanks is a child molester and a half.
We have to give up
of course he's an Edomite, duh.
entirely climate change benefits by having lots of young activists.
I operate from love of my home and the people.
I learn from them just like I do from the scientists coming up with the breakthroughs. We've had the same situation where there were 3 people who being one of them, who own more wealth than about half of America. Is the system working? In your judgment, is it working? No. We've got a lot of work to do. The sooner the better. My hope to eradicate malaria in my lifetime. I want to eradicate in my life. It's a tougher constraint. So,
If Bill Gates didn't exist, we have to make him up. If he did, no one believes. Terrible.
we have to try innovation to get ahead of these challenges.
Did he do it?
Absolutely.
If he didn't exist, we have to make him up. If we did, no one believes. The character.
That's right, certainly Frank Bush all your enemies, the only school, the local tyrant, the old age home.
must be very proud.
No, never my greatest nemesis still provides our customers with free light, heat, and energy. I call this enemy the sun. Since the beginning of time, man has yearned to destroy the sun. I will do the next best thing. Block it out.
Yeah, I mean, they show you shit in predictive programming, right?
Sir, every plant tree will die. Owls will deaften us with incessant hooting. The town sundial will be useless. I don't want any part of this project. It's unconscionably fiendish.
But that's what they plan to do by 2025,
What do you
right?
think of them apples, huh? You didn't think I was going to talk in this video, did you? Well, I'm going to, because Bill Gates is back. But so am I. This video is dropping on Jailbreak tomorrow, and it's going to break the internet, or it's going to be shadow banned and taken down before anybody can make it through the whole hour and 12 minutes, because I've spent several days editing this video, and it hits on all cylinders, and it's going to make a lot of people really sad. It's going to offend and hurt a lot of people. But the main reason I'm doing this video right now is because A, I'm rolling out of here Saturday morning. I did that GoFundMe, and I've got a lot of subscribers I need to meet. And I have a special announcement before I go. I'll know more tomorrow, so I'll tell you more tomorrow. But for today, this bothers me. Bill Gates coming out on Netflix yet again. Yeah, that's a problem, because if you remember, if you put your remembering hats on, Bill Gates came out with a Netflix documentary when? 2 months before the entire world changed and they locked everything down. And oddly enough, I've predicted that before the election, which is 2 months, all hell is going to break loose. And apparently I wasn't the only one, because Klaus Schwab also brought this topic up, that before the election we would see 4 major issues. I can't find the original video where he was talking about them, but he said before the elections there would be 4 major things to look out for. Power being dispersed in a post-superpower era. In case you didn't get the memo, we are the superpower. And according to the World Health Organization, the World Economic Forum, power will be dispersed elsewhere in a post-superpower era, meaning America will be over. A big election won't stop our recurrent crisis of political legitimacy, whatever that means. Mental health crisis, a complex global health mental crisis, and of course an era of shock events. These people are warning us. We had Civil War in the movie theaters, 2024. We had Leave the World Behind by Barack and Michelle Obama. Barack and Michael Obama, I'm sorry. Because Michael is without a doubt a man. That was the biggest hoax we've seen, besides Kennedy getting shot 4 separate times in the head by 1 bullet. But Barack and Michael Levine Robinson pretending to be married, a gay man married to a transgender man.
Yep.
Yeah, they got us good. But something really, really, really big is coming right now, and they have flooded all countries. All countries at the same time are erupting because Islam is being put in the center of Britain, Norway,
Islamophobia.
Ireland, other country, Germany, and they're all protesting against it because everything is going completely and utter batshit. People are getting attacked, stoned, hit with metal things, and raped, and the police are arresting citizens. Do you see what I'm saying? It's switched. And like I said in my documentary that's going out tomorrow, they have to handle us differently because Americans are a little smarter. We already know the government completely and utterly lies about everything at all times, period, straight up. Hillary's going to jail. First thing I'm going to do.
Government is totally fucked, you motherfucker.
President Bill Clinton and Secretary Hillary Clinton was coming today, and I think it's appropriate to say, and I'd like you to stand up.
Yeah, it's a joke.
I'd like you to stand up.
Yeah, he arrested her, all right. Yeah, these people are going to jail, right?
Sorry
the only
about that
people
background
under
noise,
fake
that's
arrest
off the
is
mic.
Trump.
They're all liars, all right? They're all in this together. We've got a guy named Bill Waltz, I think that's his name, going around telling people that he served during wartime, and that's a complete and utter lie. That's called stolen valor. It's a misdemeanor, so you don't actually go to prison for it, but it's just more of the same. This entire thing, something bad's going to happen to Trump, which is going to set everything off. They've already tried to implicate the Hells Angels, telling them that they were going to roll into Aurora, Colorado, and fight these Venezuelan gangs. Well, the Hells Angels got a hold of me, and I put out a video for them yesterday. And I read the entire letter from the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, and it explained it all, straight from the horse's mouth. What they're trying to do is get us to react. They're going to keep flooding the country with people that don't want to follow the rules or laws, and they don't have to. And in the documentary I did, I actually proved that these people can drive without licenses, these people can commit crimes, they can attack police, they can rape people, they can do whatever they want, and they all get released because they're asylum seekers and our laws don't apply to them. Do you see what I'm saying? This is all happening right now, and it's going to speed up. It's already kicking off in other countries, all at the same time. All at the same time. But America, they're going to have to fix up something really nice for us, and I guarantee they're going to have somebody take out Trump, and that's going to set it all off. Or something else that we haven't even thought of, because as we know, as small as my footprint is on social media these days, they still watch us. Straight up, period. Bill Gates putting out a video 2 months before the election is exactly like Bill Gates putting out a video 2 months before the pandemic. And both times, it will happen. Be ready. Or don't. Laugh this all off. I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist. I'm used to it. I'm out.
Yep. And that's just it, though, is that you see they make it more than obvious, especially to us prophets, right? Now, I'm not saying that Richie from Boston is a prophet, but he does have a lot of insights to some stuff, right? You know, he's been right on about quite a few things, and then there's a lot of things he's gone off about, but, you know, whether he's a member of the elect or not, that remains to be seen. He could come in later, but nonetheless, though, he is put out there, you know. U.S. presidential debate was a degenerate political show, and Harris won. Yeah, because you have nothing but degenerates. And this Roger Waters thing's interesting, too. In a political culture where rational arguments hardly get you anywhere, what's the value of a radical square-off? The outcome of American presidential elections rarely turns on the performance of candidates in televised debates. Kennedy's victory over Nixon in 1960 and Bush's win over Dukakis in 1988, which were very much the exceptions to the rule. Equally exceptional was Joe Biden's disastrous campaign ending with a performance in his debate and Donald Trump a few months ago. Debates are far less important than they were in the past. But then you got Roger Waters that's going to actually perform in Russia and Ukraine. This is where it gets interesting. Well, you already know that he has already spoken against a lot of things that are going on. Roger Waters prepared to perform in Russia and Ukraine. The rock legend has given an interview about his music politics to a teen, literally prodigy from Donbass. So, the 81-year-old co-founder of the band Pink Floyd, who is a vocal critic of the U.S. imperialism and warmongering, spoke via telelink. A 15-year-old playwright author from Lugansk, Russia. According to the preview released on Thursday by the organizer of the interview, Roger Waters said he would have no reservations about performing in Russia. There are no buts, really. Russians were inviting me to go and do a gig in St. Petersburg and Moscow for the summer, he said. His latest tour, this is not a drill, travel around the world until December 2023. It was touted as Waters' farewell tour. It's probably not, but nonetheless, though, you know, there are a lot of things that were spoken during that tour. So, it's interesting, to say the least. Another season of shutdown theater is upon us, and Republicans are cooking out. Another season of shutdown of Markley is upon us with this time with a deadline of October 1st before it's time to fling poo. So another shit show of a government shutdown. So here we go. I mean, what, that's a couple weeks away, right? 2 or 3 weeks ago. Republicans want to tie a 6-month funding stopgap to the SAVE Act, which would require proof of citizens when registering to vote. So you know the whole illegal shit, right? Democrats want a clean funding bill that will keep the government open until December, right after the elections. With, of course, the SAVE Act. Johnson's and the Republicans to grow a pair of balls and let the government shut down if they can't preserve the SAVE Act. So, you know, the shit show continues, right? Instead of deporting the Haitians, Ohio government to roll out police states, send more cops to Springfield and more dollars for migrants. And that's another thing. So you start to see a little bit of civil unrest over here. Kind of like they're doing with Islamophobia over in the UK and other countries there. Well, they're doing the same over here, right? But this time with the Israelites, I mean, you know, to say the least. Now, these, of course, are not the keepers of the law anymore because, again, we fell. So, of course, they're eating unclean animals, if it's actually true. There's a video here where this whole thing may actually be a hoax. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. You know, the government has artificial intelligence and is definitely capable of creating a hoax. Republican politicians doing nothing to stop the Democrats from importing permanent underclass. And I remember Trump saying that, why are we letting them in from shithole countries, you know, referring to the Israelites. So like everything else, though, you know, we got a little bit of video.
All right. Now, last night, Trump forced this story into the mainstream. And what's funny is now we have other videos from people in Springfield, Ohio, and then police reports. This issue has actually been going on for months, but nobody's been really covering it. I mean, we've covered it here. And then it really went viral after that city commission meeting. And then it got even more viral after a couple of reporters went out there and got some eyewitnesses. Taylor Hansen has gone out there and just done a great job talking to people that live there. He's joining me now from Springfield, Ohio, where this happened. And so last night, though, Taylor, I think Donald Trump forced this into the mainstream. And when he brought up the Haitians in Ohio eating the pets, the geese, whatever it is that's going on. And look, we have the images, we have the videos, we have the police records, we have police phone calls, we have the eyewitness accounts. I mean, the evidence is overwhelming here. But okay, I'll throw it all out the window, and I'll just pretend like I'm a low-information Democrat or a no-information Democrat that, like Kamala Harris, thinks that the whole thing is fake news and cackles about it. You've been there for 24 hours. I think I've seen you've done at least 3, 4, 5 interviews. I mean, I've lost count. You've been just pumping them out all day. What have you witnessed? What have you seen? What are the people in Springfield, Ohio saying, Taylor Hansen?
The best way to summarize it is mass amounts of outrage from locals. And not even while I'm interviewing people. I mean, the interviews that I publish, they speak for themselves. You know, a woman finding a decapitated pig head in Snyder Park, which is where these Haitians are apparently going and snatching up these geese and then using them. The locals seem to think it's more on the side for, you know, voodooistic rituals, as that is the kind of predominant religion that is practiced in Haiti. But, I mean, it is true. Everything that I've been documenting, I mean, I'm talking to the locals. These locals have no reason to lie in my mind. And, you know, when you do an interview with somebody, if they, you know, hesitate, you know, sometimes they... When I talk to people on the street, they go, well, let me think about that answer. With these locals, you don't get that. They have these answers right there in their brain because they've seen this stuff firsthand. And that woman, that interview that you just briefly popped on screen, I mean, she was the one that found the decapitated pig head. She said she doesn't leave her home without a pit bull and a handgun nowadays because of the crime that's taking place. Her car rate insurance has skyrocketed, and I've heard this countless times, because there are crashes from Haitians every single day that are happening on the roads of Springfield, and most of them aren't even insured. And, you know, it doesn't even stop there. You know, it continues to sexual assault, to using the bathrooms in public, to using displayed toilets in, you know, local community stores. I mean, I've never heard or seen anything like this in my entire life. And then, you know, last night at the debate, the moderator, if you could even call him that, he says, oh, no, you know, we talked to the city officials. They say none of this is happening.
But there it is. Haitian migrants eating pigs. Here's the even more serious story about the immigrants at Springfield. So you see that civil war is getting ready to uprise. But this is coming from another brother who has seen Levites up and close and personal, has relations with them, and knows it's bullshit, right? Because, of course, the mainstream media and and even alternative media, they're not going to tell you the whole story, right? Because there's a forever grudge against Esau Edom, right? You know, and so he has a perpetual hatred for Jake, his brother, right? So, like everything else, though, they're going to distort things. But this is what's going on. It all sounds like propaganda, and it probably is. I'll let this brother speak, and be right back.
I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Now, I just finished looking this information up, you know, dealing with the so-called Haitian migrants. And this whole thing sounds fishy to me. You know, it sounds like propaganda. You know, they were saying basically, based upon what Donald Trump said, that, you know, Haitians were eating people's pets. And, you know, they're found and there's another report of them gathering geese from a particular place, and I guess just taking them for whatever purposes, you know, to eat them or whatever the case is, right? Number one, you know, I live in Montreal, right? Montreal is a French city, and one of the very few French cities in Canada. Okay, French-speaking cities. You know, it's half French, half English, or maybe actually like 60% French, 40% English in Montreal. So there's a lot of Levites here. Okay, as a matter of fact, the majority or half of the camp are Levites. Half of the camp in Montreal are Levites, right? And I've never heard ever from the time I was young, you know, and I was born and raised here. From the time I was young, I've never heard of Levites doing this. I've never heard of Levites gathering geese, and there's plenty of geese in these different parks. You know, Angrion Park, and there's plenty of geese all over. I've never heard of them gathering geese. I never heard of them gathering cats and dogs and anything like that. I've heard of Moab doing it. You see videos of Moab, you know, with cats and dogs, and they get busted for having restaurants feeding people rats and cats and dogs. Moab is known for that, right? But yet, they're not focusing on Moab for some reason. They're not coming down on Moab dealing with this thing. They're focusing on Levites, right, which are one of the tribes, specifically the Southern Kingdom. So what I see is that they're demonizing both the Southern and the Northern Kingdom, right? The Venezuelans,
yeah,
and now the so-called Haitians. Okay, and it just sounds fishy. Even the video call. Matter of fact, I'll play the video call, then I'll play that video. You know, I have questions. You know, I have questions. Let's play this recording.
Clark County Communications. Oh, no, I got a question. This is not a very box, right? Yes, it is. Okay. I'm sitting here riding on the trail going to my orientation for my job today.
And it's just like Esau to bear false witness,
there was about 4 of them.
especially Amalek.
In their hands. They got away. I couldn't make out the first 3 in the license plate, but I got the numbers. Clark County.
Now, my question number one is this: how does he know they're Haitian? How does he know they're Haitian? And how do they know they're migrants? All right? Did he check their ID? Did he look it up in the system? How does he know this information? Right? Because you got Levites that were born in, you got so-called Haitians, which are Levites of the tribe of Levi, that were born in America, right? That may speak Creole or whatever the case may be. So first of all, did he hear them speaking Creole? How does he know they're Haitian? Maybe he did, but my question is, how does he know that, and how would they know if they're migrants? Right? Let's look at the definition of migrant. See, we got to start questioning everything now. Okay, we got to start questioning everything, because Esau puts out a lot of misinformation out there for his agenda. You know, and sometimes it's to trip you up so that you pull out this information, and he can say, see, they're promoting misinformation. Okay. But notice they're not dealing with the Edomite migrants. They never talk about the Edomite migrants are perfect, right? They're perfect citizens. This is migrant, meaning it says a person who moves from one place to another, especially in order to find work or better living conditions. Okay, so a migrant is someone who moves somewhere for work or better living conditions. So this would most likely be talking about someone who's who's not native, who wasn't born in America, right? All right, a newcomer, right? And there's really no way for you to know if they're a newcomer unless you're checking their ID. Now let me get some scriptures. Man. Let's get Psalms 144, man. So Psalms 144 and verse 6. It says, "Cast forth lightning and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows and destroy them. Send thine hand from above. Rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children." Okay, by the way, it's the Day of Atonement if you don't know, so you're not supposed to eat until tomorrow at even. Okay, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. So Esau pushes out a lot of falsehood, man. Okay. Matter of fact, let me read this verse 8 in the NLT. It says, "Their mouths are full of lies. They swear to tell the truth, but they lie lie instead. So a lot of the things that these devils are saying are lies, and we got to check it. The scriptures say, never trust thine enemy, man. You can't trust what Esau puts on the media. He's putting things on the media. When things are on the media, it's there for a reason. He doesn't just put anything on the media just because, right? Especially if it's being pushed out there constantly. It's definitely, there's an agenda behind it. He has a reason for that, right? Whether it's true or not, there's certain things that he pushes out there are actually true, but he props it up for a particular reason, right? Now, like I said, this thing sounded fishy to me from the beginning. Okay, matter of fact, let's get 2 Corinthians 11, 2 and 11. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11 in the NLT. It says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes, right? And you should know about the evil scheme that he has dealing with propaganda, dealing with lies, dealing with demonization, man, right? Because Esau wants a race war, first of all, and he's setting it up perfectly. Okay, like I said, man, I lived around Levites for a long time, man. One of my best friends in the world was a Levite. Okay, I never heard no Levite do no thing like that. First of all, when you go to Levite restaurants, geese is not even on the menu, right? They cooking chicken, turkey, and of course they got that nasty ass pork, the griot. They love that shit. Okay, but ultimately, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just bullshit. So like it's bullshit. Okay. Let me play this video.
Election. In today's edition, Catalina, you'll be fact-checking Donald Trump's remarks on Haitian immigrants eating dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio. We heard a little bit from Fraser. Tell us more. Indeed, Allison and last night.
Brothers, watch this video. Okay, watch it, because this video is going to check and show you that a lot of things they push out there is complete BS, man. It's complete nonsense, man. All right, complete nonsense. All right, and lies and deception. Okay, and we know, and I know Levi's into witchcraft. That's okay, but there's different ways to do witchcraft. You don't got to use animals. You know what I'm saying? There's different ways that they can do the witchcraft, and we know they're into witchcraft. No matter where they're at, they're doing the witchcraft. I know that, right? You got, that's like a religion out there for Levi. Like a religion out there for Levi. Levi might be doing. I'm sure they're doing that in Haiti, but when they come out here, I never seen a Levi or heard of a Levi doing no shit like that, stealing people's cats and dogs, man. And you know what I'm saying? And what? So you caught them in the act of stealing someone's dog? So, and listen, man, it's a lot of bullshit, man. There's a lot of BS out there in this media, man. So we got to check everything, man.
Debate former President Donald Trump accused Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio of eating pets. Let's take a look.
You already know Donald Trump's a liar.
The people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. And it's
so a controversy over Haitian immigrants in Ohio initially picked up by Trump's running mate and VP nominee Jade Vance, who referred to...
Esau loves it. Yeah, they're a bunch of fucking savages. Yeah, look at they eating people's pets. You see? This is why we should get rid of them. And Esau loves that, but anyway, so like it is what it is. Our people are wicked. There's wickedness amongst them, but this is propaganda, man. I believe this is propaganda. I believe this to be propaganda. She's going to show you that a lot of this shit is bullshit.
Here on X, two reports that show that people have had their pets abducted and eaten by people who, as he says, shouldn't be in this country. At the root of this controversy, there's this viral, horrific video making the rounds on social media where we see police body cam footage arresting this woman, whom we see in
Vous avez un appel qui rentre.
in the streets holding decapitated cats, where neighbors who will hear them in the video do confirm that this woman was eating said deceased cat that we saw in this video. So a video that was shared widely online on Instagram and on X. Here on Instagram, this video was actually shared by a group called Latinos for Trump, where this user also says it seems to confirm that an illegal
we know Trump is a liar, so
this cat that we saw in the video in front of neighbors in Springfield.
The Catalina video doesn't really show a Haitian immigrant, does it?
That's right, Allison. In reality, this video does not show the arrest of an illegal immigrant woman from Haiti in the city of Springfield, Ohio. This information in this post is misleading since the video did not even take place in Springfield, Ohio. This sequence shared on social media actually took place in Canton, that is located 276 kilometers or 172 miles away from Springfield. More precisely, we were able to geolocate the video that took place in exactly 13th Street, southeast in Canton, based on Google Street View, where we located the same house that we see in the viral video. Then we also consulted the official police report on this incident that does confirm that the suspect was actually a woman who started eating this cat after she crushed its head. However, very gruesome. However, we contacted the Canton police who were categorical in confirming that, and I quote, to our team, they said the suspect is not a Haitian immigrant, but a resident who has spent her entire life in Canton. They also
so she could have been a Judahite. She could have been a Judahite. She could have been a Benjamite. We don't know who this woman is. Okay, she could have been a Hamite. We don't know who this woman is. But she was a crazy deranged woman. Maybe it was a witchcraft person. But like I said, it was not even a so-called Haitian, man. So that's fucking propaganda, man. That's lies. That's deception, man. Both of these sides, both the left and the right, they're both a bunch of zombies, and they're gonna try to find anything that fits their narrative. So when they hear these things, they get all excited, right? And they push it, but whether it's false or whether it's right, because they want something that's going to make them feel right in their cause. You understand? And you think there's only so-called people that's into witchcraft that do that? There's fucking a bunch of deranged nuts on the street, big man. Okay. I remember there was but there's certain people that do eat them and shit. They're fucked out. I remember seeing, what was it? I believe it was in Ukraine a couple years ago. I believe it was Ukraine, and then this woman was actually grabbing up pigeons and biting them and eating them raw. There's videos of that shit, man. These are so-called white women in Ukraine. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So so Esau's, he likes to demonize Jake, but then he'll just ignore what they do. Right? Oh, and I remember videos of Edomite women actually killing little pets, like little dogs. If brothers remember that, they're killing mini dogs, they're killing little cats, and they were like stapling their heads to like the wall and shit.
But remember, it's Esau's putting fucking chips in the fucking dogs too.
Like some pretty little Edomite chicks.
Piece of
young
shit.
Little Edomite chicks. Like if you've seen them, you'd be like, I'll hit that. Looking at them, right? But really, they were, and I believe that was for witchcraft. Okay, they were posting these videos on the internet, man. Edomites, so-called white women were doing this shit, trending, bro, like killing little pets for fun, like just, I don't know if they were buying them from the show and just brutally murdering them on camera and taking pictures and smiling next to the picture. So those are demons. Okay, so it's not just the Levi. It's not the Levi's. Yes, Levi's into witchcraft. Absolutely, they're heavy into witchcraft. They're the top into witchcraft. But at the end of the day,
vous avez un appel qui rentre.
Hold on. But at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Esau's very biased and he's a liar. Okay, so you gotta watch everything this devil fucking says, man. Everything this fucking devil says. Alright?
On the fact that the incident has absolutely nothing to do, no connection with the ongoing controversy, pet eating controversy in Springfield, Ohio.
Okay, so that video, an American citizen. What do we know about these accusations made against the Haitian community in Springfield?
Well, in recent years, nearly 20,000 Haitian immigrants have settled in the city of Springfield. But contrary to J.D. Vance claims, these immigrants did not come illegally to the U.S., but legally. According to the city of Springfield's website, these immigrants are under what's called a temporary protected status that allows foreigners to remain in the U.S. if it's safe for them to return home. However, regarding the pet eating controversy involving Haitian immigrants in Springfield, this is real, an ongoing controversy, as the Daily Mail explains, that has been, for example, allegation of ducks being eaten by Haitians in a public park, as per the Springfield resident in a city council, a claim that has not been independently verified by local news. And according to the Federalist, the Springfield police received a report that 4 Haitian migrants have been transporting geese. We were also not able to confirm or deny these claims either. So as for the dogs and cats, the Springfield News Sun reported today that the Springfield police and city council has not received any type of reports of pets being stolen and eaten by.
So how would they know it's Haitian? Did they see the guy? He said something. He said something in what do you call that? Creole, French Creole. Grabbed up the cat. I'm taking your cat, and I'm eating it. I'm sacrificing. Did they say that to them and they ran off with the cat and the dog? Sometimes we got to use critical thinking. This is BS, man. In my humble opinion, this is bullshit, man. This is fucking bullshit. All right. You start to get tired of Esau's propaganda, man, because there's a lot of falsehood, a lot of madness, man. Okay, they stealing people's pets. Give me a break. And that call that they're talking about is that one call that I showed you. This guy said, "I see poor issue," and he could have been an agent. He could have just been set up. Okay, or maybe they said, okay, maybe it was real, and then, but where's this proof they're Levites? Maybe they were Levites, but maybe that was the only incident, right? And they're all these Haitians are stealing people's cats, and, you know, come on, man, and you know, stealing all the geese from the park. I never heard of no Levite doing no shit like that. But what I see is Esau demonizing the tribes in order to start this race war, man. Okay, which that's got hey man. There's gonna be conflict between the nations, man. This is Zechariah 9 and 13, and it says, "When I have bent Judah for me, and filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man." So there's going to be a raising of the children of Zion against the children of Greece, which are these Edomites, man. The Most High is going to put a serious spirit in Jake. First, Esau, the Lord's going to put a spirit in Esau to come and attack you, Jakes, you simple-minded Jakes. But then he's going to put a spirit in Jake to you know, a mighty spirit in Jake to come up against these Edomites, man. Okay? And these heathen. All right? Okay? But they're all gonna be punished anyway, because if you're not of the elect, you're not gonna make it one way or another. But you know, they're gonna get their lick, right? But that's all part of prophecy, man. Right? This is Isaiah 19 and verse 17. It says, "And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt." Right? You think Judah? You don't think Benjamin and Levi is around Judah? So what do you think? You're gonna be moving together, man. Okay? "And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself." In Egypt, dealing with America, because of the counsel of Yahweh of hosts, which he hath determined against it. Okay. All right. Let's go to you know, so Matthew 24. Alright. It's Matthew 24, verse 7. It says, I'll start at verse 24 with our Lord Yahweh Shai. It says, "For many shall matter of fact, I'll start at verse 4. It says, "And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up." Let me read verse 7 again. "For nation shall rise against nation." Now they're dealing with what? Different races. Okay, there's going to be race wars amongst the people, man. Okay, like the Apostle said, it's not going to be one on one side, one over the Edomites on one side, and Jake on one side. It won't necessarily be like that. But you know, Jake is going to get rowdy, man. Okay, because there's going to be a lot of different types of fightings too. There's going to be different, Democrat versus Republican, civil wars. There's going to be all kind of shit going on, man. Famine. Okay, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And we see the earthquakes, man. The famine is getting ready to hit them first world countries real soon, man. All right. So things are about to get serious, and Esau is actually egging on this racial divide, man, with the migrant thing, and the Hell's Angels pulled up, and the Hell's Angels, that represents the Edomites. Okay, so they're rousing these devils up, man. Okay. You see? But anyways, with that, I'll say shalom. Okay?
So the whole thing looks to be a hoax, that's the whole point, right? To not be deceived. See that you not be deceived. Which is the whole point in that lesson in itself. Ukraine will join NATO, and this is coming from Blinken, so this is exactly what Russia was trying to warn about, that to not build on this soil, which we of course know that that's indeed what they plan to do, is to make Ukraine, even though they say not, but then they say it, then they don't say it. Washington wants to see Kiev win the conflict against Moscow and join NATO. U.S. Secretary of State said Blinken is visiting Kiev with the British counterpart to reiterate Anglo-American support for Zelensky's government. At the July summit, we declared that Ukraine's path to NATO membership is irreversible, Blinken said on Wednesday, reminding his host that the U.S.-led bloc has established a command dedicated to support Ukraine's membership. So, even though many others don't support it, this is what
at the July summit, we declared that Ukraine's path to NATO membership is irreversible. And for the first time, NATO established a command dedicated to support Ukraine's membership. Last time I was here, 9 countries completed bilateral security agreements with Ukraine. Now that number is 26 and counting.
And they shall eat her flesh.
The United States and the United Kingdom.
Yeah, in
that
other
will
words,
provide the foundation of support for Ukraine's defense.
meaning that they'll buy into their bullshit.
Ukraine's defense industrial base has grown 6-fold in the last year alone. In the coming years, that's going to give Ukraine one of the most
these
advanced
shall hate the whore and burn her with fire at the end of the day.
We'll be able to take that to the global market and take global market share away from other countries like Russia and also supply NATO allies.
So there you have it. They really trying to build on Russian soil, which has been the whole point. Russian counteroffensive in Kursk belatedly in full swing. Many indicators showing that Russia is now blatantly pushing back Ukraine forces in Kursk at full force. Ukraine's president acknowledged this reality in Thursday's comments, saying at a briefing that the Russian counteroffensive actions were according to Ukraine's plan. And Russian Defense Ministry said the same day that its offensive to regain sovereign Russian territory is in full swing, having already captured almost a dozen towns in the southern border region. Units of the North groups of units liberated 10 settlements within 2 days. The statement indicated likewise over the past day, units of the group repelled 2 enemy counterattacks near the towns of Fanevska, Snakot, as well as thwarted an attempted attack near the town of Oglova, the military defense added. So, like everything else though, you know. Yeah. War. And rumors of wars, right? But this also going on in California, right? You know, many people having to evacuate with this fire that's grown out of control. So the Most High is sending a fire. These are just the beginning of the fires he's sending. And you know most of these firefighters are on stand-down orders, which is why they're allowed to burn for a very long time. Park fire ain't even out, by the way. You know, I was covering park fire for a while, but that shit ain't even fucking out, just like Dixie Fire wasn't out for months. They're on stand-down orders. U.S. and U.K. secretly approved Ukraine's use of long-range missiles against military targets inside Russia, says report. While the United States signaled it would soon lift restrictions on Ukraine's use of Western-supplied long-range missiles against key targets inside Russia, the United Kingdom has already moved such restrictions. As report says, U.S. Secretary of State Blinken and foreign British Secretary Lemmy met with Ukraine President Zelensky in the capital Kiev on Wednesday, with Blinken stressing that Washington had from day one been willing to adapt its policy as the situation on the battlefield in Ukraine changed. So, have every intentions of striking within Russia. It's going to get a lot more bloodier. Hezbollah strikes Israeli military positions, scores direct hits. Now this is where the war is really going to be fought. This is going to get way more intensely. Hezbollah launched string of strikes against Israeli positions in the north, hitting designated areas precisely, the Lebanese resistance group says. In a brief statement, the movement said it shelled Al-Makki, a military outpost, on Thursday afternoon, inflicting casualties on Israeli terrorists. The resistance group also targeted Matula and Rosh HaNakara Qabbas in western Galilee with barrages of rockets. Hezbollah said the operations were in response to the Israeli attacks on southern Lebanese regions, particularly the drone strike on a motorcycle of the Al-Baida Road in southwestern Lebanon on Wednesday evening. So as you can see, escalations. And like everything else, so, you know, the Most High is pouring out his judgments, but he's about to pour it out even more intensely. 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 3, and it reads, "Fear not the imaginations that speak against thee." You know, that is false prophets and just, you know, people that buck up against the truth when spoken, right? "Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Most High, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." You know, and we haven't seen the Most High get mad as of yet, but he's about to. "For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Most High," and this is when all hell's about to break loose. And he's going to let loose. You're just seeing a little less restraint right now, but eventually he's going to let loose. "I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves." Yeah. So there's coming a time then they're just like all bets are off the table, no more. "Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." When we go out there and teach, and we're petitioning our complaints. "And therefore saith the Most High, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them, taking his elect out, as he smites the rest of the Israelites, the ones that don't want to repent, that want to stay with Egypt. Well, they're going to be judged with Egypt. "And therefore saith the Most High, I will surely avenge them, receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people's led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." He's going to get his people out of Egypt once again. You know, "Behold, I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and destroy all the land thereof." Which is telling you it's not talking about ancient Egypt, but rather talking about Rome, Edom. Edom is Rome, you know, and there's books about that, you know. But pretty much so, he's going to destroy this place, Babylon, which is the new Rome. "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it." And that's talking about World War III. So we got a lot to look forward to. So we embrace this, you know, time. We want the Most High to pour out his judgments. We're tired of this place. So hopefully this has been edifying. For that I want to say, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Wal Abal Babal. Brakathum, Jehovah elect, Shalom.